Hey y'all, it's your girl Jadal Quick. I am the founder and CEO of Adulting with Moi, and I'm super excited to be here because on this live we're talking about financially finishing strong. Okay, it is the fourth quarter. Like, can you believe it? Like, for real, can y'all believe it? Because I can't. It is October. It's getting cold. Okay, you gotta bring out the leather jackets. Okay, so new season. No more hot girl summer, but it's going to be a hot girl fall though, okay? So with that said, you got to check in, and you want to check in financially because it's the fourth quarter. In this quarter, typically, if you're trying to plan ahead, you start, finishing out the goals that you had already planned for this year. And then, of course, start making new plans for 2021 financially. So I'm here to just kind of give you guys that update. If you guys have been following me, I like to be transparent with my goals, so that you guys can understand that, like, I too am going through this. That's the whole point of my business, Adulting with Moi, okay? So with that said, let's dive into this because you guys know I like to keep it short and sweet and good to eat, okay? So financially finishing strong, right? I got my notes, okay? So 3 goals that I want to do, if you guys have been following me since the beginning of this year or last quarter last year, I specifically said, I would like to focus on 3 main things right at the same time. I want to save more money, okay? I didn't have, I did have an ideal number that it was about 3 months worth of savings in my emergency fund account. So I want to save up to that number. Basically, how I calculated that is using my monthly bills chart, which you guys can get and use or get on when you book a session with Moi. And basically what I did was outline all of my bills, got that number at the bottom, tallied it up, and times it by 3. Okay, so that's where that number came from. And my bills have fluctuated since then because I actually used to have a roommate and now I live on my own, so they changed a little bit. But with that said, that was one of my big goals. Okay, so I'm gonna state all the goals real quick and then go back and give you the update. Okay, just so we can be consistent. Okay, the next goal I had was paying off my consumer debt of a total of $10,000, but it's been $8,000 for this current quarter because I had some store card credit debt. So with that said, as you guys have been following, I give you guys a monthly update of that because I thought that would be the best visual so that you guys can see that, okay, what is she taking on now? What has she did? If there's anything, and I'll go into more details about that, okay? And that was about, like I said, $8,000 altogether over two cards, The next thing I had, or the last goal I had financially, was investing more, right? So investing, obviously, there's so many different investment vehicles you can use. I talk about REITs. I talk about REITs are real estate investing trust, if you do not know. Real estate, actual property, mutual funds, bonds, all these different things that you can invest in. And for me particularly, I was really, really trying hard to actually open up my Roth IRA. Okay, so I was happy to do that as well as start investing in my mutual funds. Okay, so those are my 3 goals. Okay, they were kind of all over the place ish. I was kind of being daring because I was like, I want to invest, save, and pay off debt all at the same time. So with that said, thanks y'all. Oh my gosh, appreciate it. Trying to handle all the things. And I wanted to just be transparent because this is the fourth quarter and let's check in. Okay. So first goal, breaking that down, saving more money, right? Okay. So my biggest goal, was to save more money because, well, I needed to do that, right? As you guys know, if you guys have been following me, my biggest thing is if you don't have an emergency fund, you need to have at least $1,000. If you're a client of mine, I help you get to that quickly as possible, sanely as possible, but really quickly, okay? With that said, I already have that in my account, but my next goal, if you do have the 1,000 already, is to push you to 3 months worth of savings. That is 3 months of your expenses, okay? Again, like I stated before, we utilize my monthly bills chart to calculate and get all your bills together and organized so that you can get that number at the end, and you just simply times it by 3, okay? Then after you meet that goal, typically my next goal for you guys is to go to 6 months, okay? Because I think 6 months is a great cushion because, coronavirus can come. You never know. Okay. Like something crazy, like a global pandemic can hit you and you could be out of a job, So, it's crazy. So with that said, I wanted to start with this one because I wanted to be transparent with you guys. This had a few ups and downs, right? Because with this particular pandemic, and actually just life happening, I had a lot happening to me. 2020 obviously was a year. However, it actually gave me different perspective. One of the things, I actually had a car accident. So I totaled my car. and I had to get a new car. So with that said, I had to stop saving the money because I had to use the money to purchase that car. And I will be doing another live soon about that because I know that people have had questions about how I got the new car with the with no down payment, and it was super great because of my credit. So I'm going to definitely explain that to you guys in another video. But all in all, life happened to me. Life happened to all of us. And so that goal had to really change a little bit. And so instead of saving the money to that, I had to use it, obviously, and I had to start over kind of. So I wanted to be transparent with you guys because that's what happens, right? Life happens. We set out goals, and clearly sometimes things like coronavirus can happen and you can't meet those goals, but that doesn't mean you stop. Okay. So with that said, obviously I got a new car. I actually am now in my own new apartment. That was something else I had to do because I did not renew my prior lease, and I decided to live on my own. So that is different. And I had to use, yet again, some emergency funds to accommodate that move. So with that said, it's just, I wanted to be transparent so you guys can understand that, you can still meet your goals, or you can set them out, and if you don't meet them, it's okay. We celebrate the small wins because at the end of the day, I still have more money saved than if I didn't start it. So I'm happy, right? And now that I'm in this place, I can go back to that, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, so it's probably going to get completed in 2021, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. Okay, so the second goal I wanted to give you guys the update on was paying off my consumer debt. As you guys have been following along, every month I've been giving you guys my little chart so you can follow along with me as I am paying off my consumer debt so I can be consumer debt free. Okay, with that said, I broke out all my debt, right? I had store credit card debt, I had consumer debt on my regular credit cards. This is across 2 different cards I had, and I had a total of a total of 10,000, but really 8,000 was just on the 2 cards that I'm focusing on this year. So with that said, I have, of course, use my tips and tricks that I give you guys and give my clients to help myself do that. And I wanted to be transparent with you guys that I decided to, after being organized, of course, and definitely budgeting and making sure you know and understand your finances, I took it upon myself to not only save 10%, but also take 10% and throw it at my debt. Okay, and use the snowball method, which is having the smallest amount of debt and paying that off. Okay, so if you're familiar with that, you guys know I'm a big fan of Dave Ramsey, and of course, making sure that you definitely pay off your debt because, you need to do that to obviously help yourself and when you're trying to strive for financial freedom. Okay, so with that said, that's what I've been doing. And the snowball method for the win. Yes, the other method that I do suggest is the avalanche method. That's based off your highest interest, which mathematically can save you more money over the long term, but it honestly depends on what type of interest that you're talking about and what type of debt. Okay, so obviously I split up my debt because student loan debt obviously can have a fluctuating different types of rates, right? And right now with coronavirus, they're on pause. So I was just like, let's just not focus on that right now. And that's about 40,000. So we don't need to worry about that right now. We're going to start with the small debt because I feel happier that I can say I paid off $10,000 by the end of this year. You know what I mean? So with that said, I, of course, want to just check in with you guys because I know you guys have been following along, and I only have about, $1,480 left to pay. So I'm super excited because by the end of December 2020, y'all, okay, this crappy year, I have paid $10,000 worth of debt off of me. Okay, so I'm super excited to be completing that goal and sharing that with you guys. Okay, the last goal I had, because I'm really ambitious here, is investing more, right? So with the investing, like I stated before, there's different types of ways to invest. You can do mutual funds, stocks, real estate, all that great stuff. And I decided not to really go into the market so heavy because my money was a little tied up, and I knew that, and I wanted to just make sure I was right, especially with the move, like I just stated, and the new car, and also just life happenings. I wanted to make sure I still had some money to just hold on to. So with that said, I decided with my financial advisor, I wanted to really open up my Roth IRA. So I did. I'm very excited to report that with the help of my FA, because you do need like an advisor to actually do that for you, I opened up my Roth IRA with my 401k check from my old job. Okay, so with that said, I did this. I think it works for me because it gave me an extra lump sum of money that I knew I didn't have like in liquid cash. So I was able to start off my Roth IRA with a good upwards 15,000 worth of money, which is cool for me because obviously the more money, the better, so you can invest, right? So I did that with him. And then the next thing I did with him also, which you do need an FA, is start investing in mutual funds. So with that said, if you don't know a mutual fund, think of the stock market, because it's basically that. But basically, instead of just doing one stock like of Apple or Google, you have a plethora of different tech companies in one group, and you can invest in that one mutual group of funds. So it's a greater chance because, well, if Apple and Google are doing great and say Tesla is not, you still have a chance of obviously those two against that one to be doing better in that mutual fund. So I wanted to make sure I was starting to do that instead of just individually investing in those stocks. So yeah, that's basically my update with all of the goals. I wanted to, like I said, I love transparency. I love to tell you guys that the same thing I be preaching to y'all, I use myself, so that you guys can see that it is possible, right? So I wanted you guys to know that you could invest, you could save, and you can pay off debt and still live a fabulous life, even through coronavirus. Okay. So with that said, I wanted to give you that. My 3 tips I did say I was going to give to you guys because, if you're new here, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is possible for you, right? The 3 things that I always do with my clients and I did with myself is, first, write it down. Okay. A lot of people come to me, a lot of clients come to me like, oh, I want to save $20,000. That sounds amazing. I want you to. I really do. But, first of all, okay, that's just a fixed number. Okay. First of all, we need to get organized. And of course, with our consultations, our one-on-one sessions, we'll get to that point where we can see, well, can you actually physically do that in this year or in this time frame you said? We'll see. But writing it down makes it more real. It's manifesting it, in my opinion, So with that said, I encourage all my clients to write it down. And we write it down together on our, Excel tabs and stuff like that for your portfolio and profile. So with that said, that's number one. Okay. Writing down your goal, making it plain so that you know what's going on, and you're going to write down how you get there. Because I think some people forget that. You can say, I want to save $20,000, or like what I did. I want to pay off $10,000 worth of debt. Okay. What does that look like? So we broke it down, or I broke it down with myself, right? I obviously wrote down, you know what? I'm organized enough. I have a little extra money. I can save my 10% still. And actually I can take extra 10% on top of that and throw it at this debt. So to use the snowball method, I wrote that down so that I can actually calculate and see, can this happen? And that's how I figured out that I can actually feasibly pay off that amount of debt in a year. So with that said, it's really, really huge, really, really important to write out what you want to do, okay, and the steps. And of course, I'll help you with that because I love doing this, and I really just love seeing you guys win, okay? So with that said, that's number one. The second tip is having an accountability partner, right? All of the adulting accomplishments that get posted, those are like the testimonials from my clients or people that watch my platform and learn from it, which I love, by the way. Side note, if you have been watching this or you're accomplishing some amazing adulting accomplishments, whatever that is, if you don't know what that is, that's paying off a credit card, saving more, buying a car, like anything that you're working towards financially, or a home, you let me know if you use any of my tips, because I would love to shout you out. Of course, if you would like your privacy, I can keep it anonymous, but I have to show that it's honestly possible, and I just love doing that, okay? So with that said, accountability partner, right? I'm your accountability partner. Like, lean on me, okay? I'm trying to be your friend, your, financial coach, expert, whatever you want to call it, to make sure that you understand I'm holding you accountable. Like, we could hell, all that cute stuff about what we're doing with our money, but I'm also going to be stern, because if this isn't part of your plan, I have to put the hard hand on, right? Or put the bossy hat on, okay? With that said, nothing... what is it called? It's from the Bible. Faith without works is dead. Okay. You don't even have to have, right. No, for real. Please lean on me, for real. Because I'm here for you, right? And so faith without works dead. You don't even have to be religious to understand this, right? Take out the word faith, right? Just having trust that something will happen. You have trust writing down that goal, right? You have trust in yourself and trust in me, or whatever you're trying to do to accomplish that goal, right? Well, you can't just write it down and think it's going to be manifest. I wish we can do that, but we can't. You have to actually put in the work. And what happens when you don't put in the work? You need that accountability partner to check you, to make sure you continue to do the work, okay? Because sometimes things can happen. Sometimes we have bad days. Unexpected bills can happen. Trust me when I tell y'all, so many daggone unexpected bills happen when I move. Like, whoo, child, I'm going to tell y'all my other live, but I swear. And then they try to, girl, we'll get on that because I'm going to get passionate on here. But anyway, more of the story is you can really plan to a T, where your money is going. But Georgia Power could come up here and say, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, some electric bill, some power bill, some water bill, sewer bill, just be like, actually, you owe us this much. And you're like, right? So with that said, you really have to have an accountability partner so that you know that, like, hey, I'm still going. This knocked me down, but I'm going back up, getting back up there, next paycheck, next pay round, because I want to complete these goals, okay? And that's what I am for you, okay? So that's my second tip. And the last and final tip I have to say that really, I believe makes it all happen is being disciplined, like being really disciplined enough to execute, like seriously. So a lot of people are like, oh, I can't believe you're doing this and all this stuff. How do you do this? It's discipline. It's learning to say the word no. All right. I try to tell my clients this. No is a complete sentence by itself. N-O period. You feel me? Period. Okay. It's not rude. You don't need to have a because. You don't need to, oh, well, no. It's just no. All right. If you are, especially it depends on your goals, of course, but if you're trying to save more and you're trying to budget and you're trying to save more and we put you on a budget, we work out a realistic budget for you and you realize you run out of your fun money. That's what I call it. After all your bills are paid and stuff like that. And your girls are like, hey girl, let's go out do this stuff. First of all, y'all shouldn't really be going out because it's COVID. We ain't gonna talk about that. But if you do, you better wear your mask, okay? And then secondly, you know, if you know you ain't got the money for it right now, you have to say, oh, you know what, girl? I'm sorry, no. Or, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, and actually check in with yourself because literally, like I said, faith without works is dead. If you don't execute it, then you're going to be in the same position that you're in. And who wants to do that? Who wants to honestly do the same mistakes, same things over and over again? Because that is the definition of insanity, if you did not know, okay? So with that said, I like to say you're not insane. I like to say that I'm not insane. So with that said, we need to change our methods because if we keep doing the same thing over and expecting the same results, we're crazy. Okay, we have to change something. And discipline is usually the biggest thing to change. Okay, actually sticking to the budget if that's what it is. Or if it's investing, making sure, look, you know daggone well when you see that extra money in your account after you get paid, it's supposed to be going to your savings account. If you need to automate that, go on and automate that. Don't play. Don't play with yourself. Don't play with me. Like seriously, don't play with your goals. Okay, because these are serious. Okay, so with that said, those are all my 3 tips I would say that really help me to get to where I am to successfully say, like, by the end of December 2020, I have paid off $10,000 worth of debt. Okay. And, you know, and I still have a nice life. Like, I'm not cringing. You know what I mean? Of course, there's hiccups there and there. I mean, a global pandemic happened. Obviously, there's some hiccups that happen, you know, car accidents, stuff like that. But you can still come up, okay? And that's really what I want to make sure you guys understand with this platform is that you can have it all. You can do both, okay? It's just really organization, discipline, and actually just being held accountable by yourself or me, okay? So that's basically all I had to say. I wanted to keep this short and sweet about financially finishing strong. Of course, this is a great time to really book a session with moi so that you can honestly get prepared for next year, okay? Because it's 4th quarter, baby. Okay, we about to go, okay? 2020 was, but that don't mean it got to be 2021, okay? So, no, honestly, y'all, I don't know if y'all ever seen the SpongeBob episode when he hit rock bottom and all of them was like, all that stuff. Y'all catch that when y'all get home. But anyway, basically, I want y'all to know that my calendar's open for the rest of the 2020 calendar year. I'm here to help you guys. Lean on me, use me. I'm super excited to help you guys gain new clients. For the new clients out there, hey y'all, I'm super excited to get y'all started. And of course, if you didn't buy it, I don't know what you're waiting for. I have my amazing first ebook called How to Save. So if you are looking to how to save, get the book. What are you waiting on? Okay, because the book is live. So with that said, I'm super excited to take on the new clients that I have. I'm super excited to start you guys on this awesome financial journey with me, of course, and we do it together. But again, if you are interested, click the link in my bio. You can see the products that I have. I have How to Save ebook, which is live and ready. It's only $24.99. It's actually cheaper than a session if you want to do that. But if you want the personalized experience, which I believe you should get it because I'm awesome, I want you guys to check that out, okay? And last but not least, actually, I want to say this too. I don't know where you live, but I live. Thank you, boo. Yes, book them appointments, okay? And buy the book. Yes, we stand, okay? Yes, okay. But no, for real, I don't know where y'all live. I'm in Georgia. The last date to register to vote was yesterday, October 5th. With that said, you need to look that up, okay? This is not the time. This is not the time. I don't get too political. I lie, because I definitely talked about Black Lives Matter last time, because they still do. They will always do, and that's it, period, okay? If you have a problem with that, you can exit stage left. So with that said, you need to vote, okay? You need to make sure you're registered. I ain't gonna tell you who to vote for, but I think it's quite obvious. So with that said, y'all go and make sure you register to vote. You make sure that you send in your mail-in, ballot, absentee, whatever you want to call it, and make sure you're there in lines and show up, okay, and support, because we need you, okay? In order for the next 4 years to look real good or better than they used this last 4 years have been, you need to go out there and vote, okay? And that's all I'm gonna say on that, okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, definitely make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, because now I have a YouTube channel, okay? I had it before, but I had to did that for a little bit, but I'm reviving it, okay? So make sure you totally like, follow, subscribe, all that great stuff. It's under Adulting with Moi. Everything's the same handle, okay? So with that said, I look forward to working with you all. You guys have a great night. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Bye.